So, this is a follow-up, sort of, to that video from 4 years ago where I ranted about the beta of this. Okay, is there anything free? No. Oh, yes, that's right. The last time I played, I gave up at the end and tried sniping with the guy that punishes people for spotting you. So what's the deal with this follow-up? It's not going to be scripted. I'm not LARPing like I'm doing a high school presentation or pretending it's like 20 years ago when Discovery Channel and History Channel were actually about education instead of reality shows. Good lord, it's been 20 years already. Fuck. And also, fuck this. Aircraft is overpowered as it is. We don't need a superiority. So, I've been playing the shit out of this recently. And I mean, before this Battlefield 6 bonus battle pass thingy was brought in. I'm not even pre-ordering the game and probably not going to buy it until it's super cheap, so I don't know why I'm bothering getting things for it. The other thing copied from that 4-year-old video. So I'm using the same mic. Yeah, it certainly sounds a hell of a lot better, and I don't just mean the audio processing I'm going to put over it. I think I might actually be at a higher played hour count. Play hour count. What the fuck am I saying? Let me look at the EA app. And yeah, this is why, like, the clips for the, like, 2 videos that I've done so far, of which only one of them has been actually watched. Apparently, nobody wants to watch the one with Linkin Park. But people like to watch the one with Limp Bizkit. Okay, you just gonna not open the EA app? Piece of shit. I don't care if the game itself is open. Fine, fuck. I don't want to look at my fucking stats. Fine, I'll do it this way. I want to hide my super secret information like my kill-death ratio. Does this have the hour played? Yeah, like I said, this is not scripted, so it's going to be full of tangents and other stupid... No, of course. Of course, the one place where you can get the total hours played refuses to open and to let you see it if the game itself is running, because the EA app is incompetently programmed. Wonderful. And no, there was no reason to buy this on Steam when I already had this. Anyway, I think I'm up to like 140, 150 hours on this. I've gotten a good bit of experience with it. And yeah, after many, many patches, it is definitely better than was during the beta. Crazy to say, it's actually not as bad with the whole operator thing as it seemed to be at the start. Of course, that's partially because they did change things up since the beta. Assigned them the 4 classes, and now it's more just who you look at and 2 extra skills. Incidentally, playing Breakthrough. Playing Breakthrough. It's like either her or him that are the most useful on most maps. Decay is mostly useful on, like, the map there. And Conquest, and, I don't know, I haven't found much use for this guy. No, it's especially in contrast to what Call of Duty's become. I haven't bought any of them since Cold War. And I was very unenthusiastic about that. Campaign kind of sucked. Didn't seem to know if it wanted to be a reboot or a sequel. But it was bad either way. But I mean, besides some of the skins do look a little sillier. And the fact that they're, like, skins at all. Like, what's this guy doing looking like... what's his face? White Snake? No, that's a band. Some fucking G.I. Joe character. And here he's like a bad knockoff of Cyberpunk. Here he looks like a goof. And of course, he's in a suit here. Like, most of the skins for the operators actually look like proper military equipment. And what they say actually feels like proper military parlance. Just gonna fucking customize the look of my characters. I hardly even use this guy, so I don't know why I'm bothering here. I gotta have something going in the background. I'm not gonna use like all my montage clips for a talking clip, and I'm certainly not gonna like actually play a match trying to talk like this. Now, granted, the main takeaway with operators is still this is not something that should be here. It doesn't belong in Battlefield. Certainly not in a normal play. Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush, Team Deathmatch, the standards for Battlefield. These are not things that operators belong in. A campaign, sure. But of course they didn't have a campaign. These weird Battle Royale extraction shooter modes. Sure, okay, we can have, like, characters there. Of course, it's not like there's a whole lot of point in getting too much into depth about the individual characters here, because the DICE has already decided, yeah, we're not doing the hero shooter thing with 6. Which is good. It's the biggest takeaway, again, is just that it didn't turn out as bad as it could have been. There's no fucking Beavis and Butthead kicking somebody in the nards while fuck the Terminator, like, Fortnite dances in the background. Oh, and apparently this is, what's-her-face, the chick from Battlefield 4. And this is, well, Irish from Battlefield 4. No Wrecker, no other guy. Apparently they're not cool enough to be thrown in here. The lack of a campaign is also bothersome because we've got... They clearly tried to do something story-wise here, but for some reason it just all got thrown into here. This, like, pseudo, whatchamaffucking-call-it. This pseudo Mass Effect Codex type thing. Apparently some of these are, like, voiced too.
You don't know me, Falk, but I know you. I sent the message that lured you to Czechia. But it wasn't a false flag, I promise. I do have information about David. He is alive, I can say that much. But as for the rest, it has to wait. I'm sorry.
It's clearly an attempt to make a big story here and, like, information about what's going on. The quantity of people that have actually gone through and read all this is probably in the single digits, whether counting percentage-wise or total quantity, honestly. Kind of gives me similar vibes to a lot of the cassette tapes in the Phantom Pain MGS5 that you can listen to. Specifically, the ones that very clearly sound like they're supposed to be part of a the cutscene. They've got every bit of audio processing that would go with a cutscene. You know, sound effects, music, and all that shit. They clearly just didn't do the cutscene and just turned it into an audio log. It feels the same way looking at this. I mean, sure, you could very easily just stage a screenshot photo and then write stuff up. It's entirely possible that some of these, especially these ones that are just, like, aerial photos of the maps. They're easy and possible that these could just be exactly what they look like. Somebody just took a screenshot. This one, they put a little bit of extra effort in. Having Irish in some unique character, that's not one of the player characters. It makes you wonder, like, was there actually going to be a campaign? Is this like Black Ops 4, where they pretty much had a campaign, but they just cut it out at the last minute? Who is Oz? You hear about him in nearly every single one of the little briefings before a mission. But who is he? Who's Valkyrie? Why is BCS here? What's with these robots? He just straight up tells me that there was supposed to be some sort of story, some sort of campaign with this, and they just never did it. Of course, what is known... I don't know if there was, like... I don't know if there's a specific thing that I can point to for it, but... there's pretty much confirmation that this was originally going to be purely a battle royale game just set in the Battlefield quote-unquote universe. And then they just scrapped it together into a proper full game, and that's why it's all specialists. I guess this can't be the chick from Battlefield 4, because she wasn't Korean. Was I lied to? Of course, somebody... What'd you know? Somebody fucking lied to me. This is why you can't trust anybody. People just fucking lie to you. I had somebody that knew a bit more about this game than me say, oh, well, Pike is apparently the chick from Battlefield 4, but no, she's just some Korean. Hey, what was the intention here? Guess I can try to have something here. Hey, let's talk about the specialist. Of course, she looks very not military. Even in their more standard outfits, I kind of selected that headwear just because it gets the hair out of her eyes. Like, come on. You're not going to have your eyes covered by hair if you're in a military engagement. Realism, fiction, I don't care. You're not going to do that. But she is useful, mostly for not so much the wingsuit flight, but the grenades and certain maps and areas. Especially the last 2 points of Iwo Jima and Breakthrough. This guy, again, I haven't found much use for. I've seen people like pull out the riot shield and walk around, and it's definitely bullshit that it's like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 style one-hit kill with a shield if he gets close. But otherwise, he doesn't seem very useful. You can negate the shield with armored-piercing ammo. Okay, he's like the most normal military guy, probably. He had that kind of reputation back in the beta as well. But his special trait is only useful on certain maps like this. Daesong, what is it? I don't even remember the name of the maps. I've played it a lot, but the maps are just so unmemorable. In fact, most of the ones that are memorable for the wrong reasons, like Flashpoint. That map, it's okay on Breakthrough, but if you play it on Conquest, it fucking sucks. Certain maps with a lot of verticality, he's useful. Otherwise, You're kind of just picking up because he looks and sounds like a regular soldier. Bit like a Battlefield 3 soldier, too. He does a lot of swearing. Then you got Egyptian man Zane. I think the air burst is useful if you can get it to actually work. I've lost count of the number of times where I've done no damage and ended up just dying because it didn't lock the range properly. It ties into another problem that the spotting system shares, where if there's like a pixel next to the semi-transparent or transparent pixel alpha map of a texture, or like a blade of grass, if you got the outermost pixel of a blade of grass sprite sheet, the very last pixel before the alpha map, if that happens to be in the center of your crosshairs when you try to spot or set the airburst range, it overrides it. So I've had it erroneously try to set the airburst range to 0 meters. Of course, it doesn't blow up in your face, but it doesn't do anything. When it does work, it's pretty good for flushing people out of spots, especially annoying ones. My primary here, good old Boris. Generally useful. If nothing else, the little sentry gun serves as a little bit of a warning, a little bit of a do a tiny bit of damage to somebody hidden in smoke. Liz, I don't know. She's worth picking if you really want to lay mines while still having a rocket, but the rockets, when they do hit, they do fuck all for damage. And then they'll just, like, explode on nothing. I've had it explode on absolutely nothing. Like, as far as I'm aware, there isn't a system that automatically detonates your rockets if you shoot them from inside your spawn. But I've had multiple times I'm standing in my spawn because it's the only safe place to stand. Then as soon as I fire it, the rocket just explodes. Total waste of time. Crawford, yeah, they give him one extra rocket by default. But his turret's kind of useless. Especially the big fuck off. Please snipe me! Please shoot me in the face! It's like that fucking Borderlands 2 bandit guy. Shoot me right in the face! Hole right there in the center. I guess it wouldn't be balanced if he was totally invulnerable behind the shield, but it's inaccurate, it doesn't do much damage. It's manual, so you can't just set it and forget it like you can with Boris's turrets. I've gotten very little use out of him. Support. Irish. I've been playing almost nothing but Irish. Like, the fact that he has 2 special thingies is hella useful. Barriers for obvious reasons. Explosive deniers for obvious reasons. He's just overall the best. And who are the other options? Falk? Yeah, okay, she can revive just like everybody else. Conceptually, a little syringe that can heal yourself and teammates is okay, but it's shit. You have to actually hit the target, and it's a slower projectile speed than, like, bullets. Even slugs from a shotgun are faster. In the hectic fight, you're better off just throwing down the med bag. And then Angel. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, sure, it's showing off the super special thing that he gives you, but most people don't use that. They've used it more recently, from what I've seen, but most people don't bother doing anything with it. And most of the time, what you're doing with Angel is you're just kind of having the med kit with the ability to throw down tiny ammo packs that don't give you explosive ammo, which is what you actually need. So he's kind of useless, actually. The only ammo drops that are useful at all are these ones, which you have to give up the healing kit for. And that's because this is the only one besides the full resupply that gives you your grenades and your explosives. You don't need any others. You kill somebody, they drop at least half a mag of ammunition for every weapon. Every bullet-firing weapon. There's no purpose to using it otherwise. Recon. I am no sniper. Like, I can snipe in Sniper Ghost Warrior, but that's because it gives you cheat tools. It gives you little dots to know where your bullet's going to land. So, obviously, I've not gotten fuck all for experience, but, like, this is the only weapon class, primary weapon class, that I have not unlocked every weapon in. I went out of my way to get all of these, even the ones that make you use the absolute shittiest weapons to get. The snipers, yeah, I'm no sniper. Part of the reason is that I can't fire at the right time. I'll either second guess too much and think that I'm not going to make it. And then I just don't shoot at a time when I probably could have gotten the shot. And I can't judge the bullet drop properly. There aren't any scopes that give you actually useful information on where to aim depending on range. And I haven't seen any rangefinders that actually help with that. Battlefield 4, like, there was at least a way to set the zero distance for a scope. I don't see that in this one. And you follow the tracer, it's really hard to tell where it's actually going, no matter what the distance is. It really bothers me. Like, just last night, I was in give-up mode. Because, once again, it just gave me a shitty match. Because it's all matchmaking. You can't choose your server unless you go to the Portal, which nobody plays. So I'm just trying to snipe at this guy. I'm missing, like, 20 shots. The guy's just fucking sitting there laughing his ass off 300 meters away. I'm missing every shot. Then I shoot him in the face and win the fight. That only happens because he isn't shooting back, because he's too busy laughing. And because finally, after 20 rounds, I get pissed off and think, okay, is there no fucking bullet drop at all, despite the fucking tracer looking like there is? So I put the cursor pretty much right on his skull. And that did it. But then I do that exact same thing other times at even closer ranges, and it doesn't hit. So I don't know what the fuck the deal is. All I know is that a lot of people seem to like using, I think, this one with some thermal scope. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I get very little use out of recons. Use this guy bit. You can get some decent points spotting if your idea of gameplay is just sitting there, making a drone fly around and spotting. Not a lot of fun. Her skills are just fucking useless. I tried it for a little bit. I found nothing worthwhile out of it. That's interesting. Pike, Pack. Which one is the name? This guy, yeah, I've gotten some use out of hacking enemy vehicles, mostly helicopters. I think most of the time I've used them when I wasn't just in defeatist give-up sniping. I hadn't unlocked the better ones yet, so I was like giving the old AS Val a try. It's not very good. It sucks, actually. It's probably the best of these. Once you unlock pretty much everything, this is pretty good for close range shooting. This is the best overall, I found. When it actually counts your fucking shots, which it doesn't like to. Because it's a shit. I think my most use in this class has been with Blasco. Both been grinding out the marksman and the shotguns. And yeah, this is a rifle, not a shotgun. So it didn't help me getting... God, the shotguns are fucking terrible. Like, the only one that's half decent is this last one that you get. It takes so long to get. Stat-wise, this is actually better than this in every way. Minus raw firepower. But it just takes so long. Yeah, she's clearly pretty much the most useful one, because I see the most people. You know, the ones that aren't bushwookies just sitting 5 miles away from the battle, sniping all match. Most people playing recon that aren't that are running her, because I see these little things everywhere, especially on my team. Which is mildly annoying, because I'm putting them down myself, and it's like, oh, no, I am... Fuck you. Stop taking the shit that I'm doing. Probably can't hear it, but dogs are going insane outside. Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't unlocked all the pistols yet. Trying to get second half a challenge for this is nigh impossible. This is very difficult because you have to do a million things to unlock an actual scope, and it's just shitty for other use. This I'll get eventually. Very disappointed with the deagle. Seems like it would be so good, but it doesn't hit very well. What else am I trying to say with this? Another sip of my instant coffee that I'm very smartly drinking 20 minutes before midnight. Oh, I should finish this pretty quick. I should try to finish this before then. That way I can actually play and get my first match of the day bonus. Is there a way to get into like a firing range like what we've got in 6? There is something I want to show off. You have to make an account to make... God damn it. Well, in the interest of time, I've already taken way too long just rambling. I've basically almost hit the exact same length as the first video. Something that's really disappointed me playing this beta for 6 is this is gone. Yeah, there are more than 4 attachment slots in the new system, but this I found to be very useful. The ability to change attachments in the match, holding down a button and selecting one of these, makes everything more versatile. It makes it possible. You know, if you grab this weapon, it makes it possible to make it viable and under different circumstances. Close range? Okay, I'll switch over to the irons. A little further range. Alright, I'll switch over to my thermal. A longer range? Well, right now it's only on a ×2, but I could put an actual, on a 10 times. That's pointless. Why would you put a 10 times scope on something like this? You're not getting one-hit kills. And, you know, you get the picture, probably. Should do that stealth. Being able to switch between these, especially the ammo types, because you run out of ammo for one of these, you can switch to one of these, even if they're both called standard issue. And you get a full stock of ammo. It's incredibly useful, and they just threw it away. If I got my machine gun equipped with something like this by default, I don't want to have to die and respawn to change the attachments. I should be able to switch it in the field, exactly like you can do in this game. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like the old saying, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They're throwing out a lot of bad things from 2042. When they're making 6, at least based on the beta, things could get worse. They're advertising a fucking Battle Royale mode right now, trying to shield that up. Battle Royale is what fucked this game, because it was made to be Battle Royale. And nobody fucking plays this, from what I can see. They're focusing on that, so they're already making mistakes. As well as the really shitty spawns in 6 that bled over to Iwo Jima in particular here. And of course the bugginess that allowed people to get into inaccessible areas like the rooftops in Siege of Cairo and just fucking ruined it for everyone. So 6 is definitely going to have some fucking problems, but they're trying, at least, to throw out a lot of the bad from 2042. But they're also throwing out the good. Don't do that. That's stupid. Keep the good. What are you, fucking stupid? Throw out the bad, keep the good. The good is this. The good is being able to switch between... Sure, you have to configure up to 3 for each of these in, like, the spawn menu or whatever. But you can switch between them. In the field. That's the important thing. And that's something that should have been kept. But no, you gotta throw that out and then make it so that you get 100 attachment points and all your attachments have to add up to 100 or less. And a lot of them are actually really, really shitty and do nothing useful. Come on. Don't be dumb. Time to wrap this up, but I will say, this is the most important fucking barrel add-on. I thought this might have been the extended barrels or heavy barrels. They seem like they'd be the most useful, but the weapon accuracy bonus seems almost mandatory for half the weapons for your shots to even hit. Now, I'm talking shots that visibly hit. The hit detection is fucking heinous. Heinous, anus, shite, shit, ass. So bad. I've had entire magazines dumped into an enemy from an actually good weapon, or even a pistol. That should be enough to kill anybody. And they're ones that physically hit, had hit markers and everything. Then the enemy kills me instead, and they're at like 94 health. Bullshit. You know what else is bullshit? I don't know if I've talked about what I wanted to talk about yet. I guess I'll wrap up with a little bit more. What's the point of having the drone section if there's only one entry here? And also it sucks. Vehicles. This is shit. This is also shit. Like, I ended up putting a flat cannon on top because there's only the one mounted weapon. There's no protection for anybody. This is better because it's got 3 weapons and it's got some protection and people can actually shoot at it, not that anybody does. Where is it? Whichever one of these is the stealth helicopter. Yeah, this Huron and the Hannibal. These can fuck right off, especially on Iwo Jima. It's not bad enough that aircraft is nearly impervious to fucking ground fire of any type. You gotta have one that can drop nuclear bombs on people and nobody can shoot it down. All the armored vehicles... Ugh, fuck. They're made of paper mache. Shit. And not only are they made of paper mache and shit. Yeah, paper mache and fucking fecal matter. That's what they're made out of. They're so fragile. But then you hit a shot with, like, the main battle tank's primary weapon on an enemy. A shot that would have killed them in any prior Battlefield game. And it does barely any damage. And then somebody one-shots you with C4. 8. I'm going to give you a little tip here for the tugs. You want a lot of points. Play Iwo Jima on one of them with a team composition that either... Actually, yeah, it works best on defense. If your team just kind of fucks it every stage before F, or especially G, but manages to actually hold onto those last 2 points, you can get a lot of spot bonuses really fast putting this in the right spot. That's why I'm at Mastery 35 with it. I'm going to call that good. I don't feel like talking anymore. I think I mostly covered what kind of rambling nonsense I thought to cover. I'm going to take some Tums because pizza from fucking dinner is like having the marinara curse on me, and I want to play this game for a bit until I inevitably get pissed off and rage quit again. I just need to get this done, then I can stop feeling compelled to do something I have no compulsion to do, no compulsory requirement to do. I can just get this unlocked, probably just stop playing altogether.